I love it when people come and perform.
I know, me too. And do you like going to performances in real life? Do you prefer plays or movies or the ballet?
Okay, well, here's the cheat code. On Tuesdays, one of the local movie theaters have $5 movies, and I love going to the movies because of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, and there's some good movies coming out. Like, I'm not exactly sure when Wicked comes out, but I know it's like in all of the headlines right now.
Yeah, and I think there's a holiday movie called Red One with Dwayne Johnson that I really want to see.
Well, it sounds like we're both movie fans, but you have to answer for yourself. Play, movie, or ballet?
That's a good question. I think play for me because I grew up as a theater kid and I love pretty much when I lived in New York for college, I was a member of this thing called Play by Play, where you pay, I think, $100 membership at the beginning of the year, and then you get $3 tickets to whatever that isn't sold out that night. So I saw everything that was on Broadway, off Broadway, experimental theater. I just love theater so much.
Wait, and did you say this was in college?
Yeah, I went to an acting conservatory in Manhattan, so I was a theater kid.
I was gonna say, so that's like the best place to have a deal like that.
It is.
Because it's so many amazing Broadway shows in New York.
What about you? So you like movies the best?
Yes, I'm a movies person. If you asked me what my favorite movie was, you would stump me because I'm like, I love them all.
Oh, you're a you just like them all.
Yes, and I do have movie night with my sons every Friday night.
Oh, sweet.
So I like to think I'm well versed in my movies, but you can never get enough. It's always something you haven't watched.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And now's the perfect time to cozy up by the fire and watch movies.
Yes, it is. Welcome back to CI Living.
We have a lot of segments today. Madrigal's performances, local people, local living.
And speaking of living local, how are you settling in coming to Champaign-Urbana, Illinois from California?
It's been great so far, and it was really fun this weekend. Karidia and one of our coworkers, Amanda, took me out to music bingo, so that was a lot of fun.
Yes, and that was a new experience for me too. But such a fun night, great times, great memories.
Yes, no bingos, but
oh, right. I know.
We had a lot of fun.
That last thing when it's like, okay, fill up the whole bingo chart. And
right, you have to do the blackout card.
Right. But you know what's interesting is I'm like, what, like, this is the first time that I almost got a bingo. And it's like, of course, you're doing a blackout.
3, 4, 5, exactly. It's hard. And I really I'm enjoying meeting people in the community here and then learning about activities that are going on and figuring out sort of what businesses I want to go check out and what events I want to go to. So it's been a lot of fun so far. Very happy.
I will say it will be a easier transition, like going to a news station to work, because all the information and events is automatically like filtered through the news in a way.
Yeah.
So you picked the perfect career.
Wonderful.
Yes. Okay, so your son had questions were so fun. Did you like that?
That was a lot of fun.
Okay, I think we should keep going. I think it's important that our viewers get to know us and we get to know each other a little better.
All right, perfect. What do you have in mind?
Let's pull the questions out. Let's get some more questions.
All right, question cards this time.
Okay.
This is from a game you have, right?
Yes.
All right, you go first. Ask the question.
All right, and I did not like hand pick these. Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
these are random. Okay. What type of movie am I most likely to see? Action, comedy, or animated? And I say because that's the way the game is originally supposed to be played.
Right.
But answer for yourself.
For myself, okay. I think I would most likely go and see a comedy for sure. If I'm gonna sit down and watch a movie, I want it to be something light and fun.
Oh, okay. Same.
Yeah.
Same. No horror.
No, definitely.
That's for sure.
Oh, I'm not a horror fan either. But funny enough, Halloween is my favorite holiday. But I like the happy, fun, give out candy and craft a cute costume part of Halloween, not the scary part of Halloween.
And so are you good with the costume picking out, making
I generally make a costume, and it's funny because I will come up with an idea of what costume I want, and then my husband will say, oh, why don't you just make it? Like, you can sew, but I am a crocheter and a paper crafter, and I sew a little bit, but I don't necessarily, sew. So it ends up taking me like a week or two to make the costume. What were you for Halloween?
I'm bad at even coming up with the idea of what to be. So Halloween is not my favorite.
Oh, no?
No, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I now have I can help you with that. Next year, I know we just had Halloween, but next year, I got you.
Okay.
We'll do something really fun. But
I appreciate that.
yeah, I have like a lineup of costumes that I sort of rotate through. So, because once I make them, I spent so much time on them, I want to keep using them.
Right, that's only fair.
Yeah.
Only fair.
All right.
All right.
I don't even remember who asked the question.
Oh, no, it's your turn.
My
You
turn to
asked
ask the
me.
question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. So, what are you most likely to have in your backyard? A tree that grows money, the fountain of youth, or a time machine?
Oh, give me a tree that grows money so then I can buy the rest.
Okay.
Then I'll buy the time machine.
That's good thinking.
Yes.
That's very good thinking. Okay, if you had a time machine, what time would you go back to?
Oh, that's a good question. I would go, I think, back to the, like, the interesting thing is I can think of a musical artist, but I can't think of the year. I'm going to say it was like the 60s.
Okay.
Because I'm like into blues, like Johnny Taylor, things like that, way before my time. But it just like, I feel like that's the time I belong in.
Okay, sure.
What about you?
I think probably the Roaring 20s, because in the history book, I feel like the women in the pretty flapper outfits and stuff like that, that always to me was appealing. So.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, the office supply I must use, you must use, it has to be a pen, a Post-it note, or scissors.
Oh.
I know what needs to be on here though. We need to put. Okay, we're throwing in an option D.
I knew you were gonna do this.
We're throwing in option D. Option D is a whiteboard. Go.
Yeah, whiteboard or tape. I thought you were gonna say tape, because how many times did I come over and finally she was like, just keep the tape on your desk. I use a lot of tape apparently.
Yes.
But yes, whiteboard.
Whiteboard.
Whiteboard and tape, I would say. What about you?
Okay, wait. Pick one. If you had to pick one, whiteboard or tape.
Actually, I think whiteboard.
Oh, okay. All right. For me, okay, this is odd, but I think I need headphones. But that's not on here either, so I guess we're adding a
headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, A, B, C, D, or E.
Yeah.
Perfect, headphones.
I need some headphones.
Okay, if you could have a special ability from the animal kingdom, what would you have? Would you want wings like a bird so you could fly? Would you want gills like a fish so you could breathe underwater? Or would you want an elephant nose so that you could spray water everywhere?
Okay, I'm torn between the gills like a fish and a bird to fly. I love water. I feel like so connected to water. But I'm in desperate need of a vacation, so I'm just picturing like flying away.
Where would you fly? Where do you want to go on vacation?
Okay, oddly enough, I would go fly and find a cruise ship and just land.
Okay. There you go. Good choice.
Yeah, and then I'll just go wherever they're going.
Amazing.
You know?
I think I would want gills like a fish. I love being in the water, so I could swim and breathe underwater, so that would be awesome.
Okay, you're like, I've had enough of cruise ships.
Yeah.
I'm good. Okay, so the type of beverage you're most likely to choose: water, soda, coffee.
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 You?
Give me some water. It saves money. You go to the restaurant, you get a soda. They want to charge you $3.50.
Right, that's true.
It's like, just give me some water. Put some lemon in there.
Just water. I love it. I love it.
So much fun.
Well, we should play this more later. Thank you so much for bringing these questions.
Oh, no problem. My kids will be like, you played that game? And I'll be like, yes.
It's fun. It's a good game.